清单。Russia rejects U.S. criticism of missile tests that destroy satellite. Russia has denied that a missile test that destroyed an orbiting satellite damaged the crew on an international space station. U.S. officials say Monday the missile hit an all-Russia satellite, which burst into more than a dozen pieces. They say this debris threw into orbit at about 28,000 km per hour. Could cause major damage to the ISS. The American Space Agency NASA say all 7 members of the ISS crew were directed to seek safety in their spaceship capsule. For 2 hours, the crew includes 4 American astronauts, a German astronaut, and 2 Russian cosmonauts. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken called the satellite streak reckless and irresponsible behavior. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson told the Associated Press the action had put ISS astronauts at 4 times greater risk than usual. Russia's defense ministry confirmed Thursday it carried out a missile test and destroyed a non-operational satellite that had been in orbit since 1982. But the ministry added that the strike was planned and carried out carefully. It said any resulting debris did not and will not pose a threat to orbital stations, spacecraft, and space activities. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg agreed the U.S. officials that the Russian Russian retreat had put the space station at risk. It told reporters in Brussels the action was also concerning because it demonstrates that Russia is new weapon systems that can shut down the satellites. Experts say such tests create clouds of small debris pieces that can crash into other objects, sometimes leading to a chain reaction of dangerous flying objects through Earth orbit. NASA said the increased rate could delay some scientists' research and other planned ISS activities. 4 of 7 crew members just arrived at the station Thursday night. A similar weapon test by China in 2007 also resulted in a large amount of debris. One of those places threatened to come dangerously close to the ISS last week, but was later ruled out as a risk. The U.S. carried out missile tests on similar satellite in 2008, as did India in 2019, but those tests took place below the ISS, which orbits around 420 kilometers above Earth. Sassy, good picture. Okay. Drug fans unhappy. PHRNA is a powerful trade organization that represents the drug industry. Is reacted unhappy the news of the proposal. The head of PHRNA, Stephen J. Uber, said in a statement that the proposal will harm the environment that both as life-saving vaccines and nearby the combo COVID-19. It gives the government the power to decide how much medicine is worth and leaves many patients facing a future with less access to medicines and fewer retreatment. It gives the government the power of decide how much medicine is worth and leaves many patients facing a future with less access medicines and fewer new treatment. Uber added, industry claims exaggerated. No answer. industry cleans. No.
喂，
喂，老师。
哦，有听到了啊。
换新电脑。我听到。
哦，终于我的常用的那一台没带回来，所以我换了另外一台电脑。就忘记上。然后呢，我这台电脑是键盘可以分离的，我怎么用都没办法打字，真奇怪，它键盘死都不出来。
键盘可以分离。
对，莫名其妙，以前没这个问题，怎么突然间这样 ？OK，let's see，let's see，可以吧？清楚吧？
可以，还 OK。
这个怎么是？这个好。在美国的药是非常贵的。
呀。
好，来试试看吧 ，Let's go。
Why U.S. customers pay such high prices for prescription drugs? Democratic lawmaker
那是什么？
啊？
你是 Why U.S. 什么东西
？Why U.S. customers?
No, not customers。你自己看一下它的。
Consumer.
Yeah, consumers. Yeah. OK。
consumer。这是 consumer。对。有的时候我把你声音调大一点，等我一下。选项。OK， 没事。Democratic lawmakers in the U.S. Congress have proposed an additional to President John Biden's climate and social spending legislation.
Legislation。
哦是 OK。Legislation, okay, and the social spending legislation. The addition would permit Medicare to negotiate with drug companies over the cost of some prescription medications. Medicare in the federal government's health care program for Americans over 65 years old. Americans pay higher prices for prescription medications than people in almost any other development country. Any other development. developed country.
而且你看那
Other
个
developed
develop 有没有？
developer 这个
develop
哦
develop
other develop 这样的developer
哎，对对对 develop country OK
Okay, any other developed country for many years, politicians and the healthcare representatives have struggled without success to change the system. If passed, the proposal would bring a small improvement to the situation for older Americans. The plan in discussion.
你的 L 发没有发好，我听到的是 plan，P-R-A-N， 我听到的是 P-R-A-N， 再进去一点点。
Plan.
Yeah，要进去才可以，才会对。
Okay. The plan in discussion would permit Medicare officials to negotiate pricing on a small number of the dozen of prescription medications for sale in the United States. This would begin with about 10 drugs and end at 20. Some members of Congress at first had help.
Congress.
Congress.
Oh yeah.
Congress. Congress.
Huh?
Congress. Congress. Okay. Some members of Congress at first had hoped to permit Medicare officials to negotiate the prices of up to 215 costly drugs every year. Although the number is small, the drugs that will be covered by the proposal make up a large amount of the money Medicare patients spend each year. A study by the Cancer Family Foundation released this year. Released. Cancer Family Foundation released this year found that the 10 top selling drugs covered under Medicare made up 16% of spending in 2019. The top 50 drugs made up 80% of spending. Complex systems. In many other countries, governments are able to negotiate drug prices and bring down the cost for a single national health care system. In the United States, however, people under 65 are mostly covered by for-profit health insurance companies. Okay. Americans 65 years and older can receive the Medicare, which takes the prices of private insurance.
No,
Private insurance, but for many years, Medicare did not offer prescription drugs coverage. older Americans had to pay for medication or get additional private insurance to pay for this. In 2003, Congress created a new Medicare drug plan, which was meant to help older Americans pay for their medication. Many believe it was poorly designed. The plan asked each insurance company to negotiate with each drug company, rather than using the power of Medicare, the forced drug companies to lower their prices.
因为它那个你的 price 都念成 prices，听到的是 price。
Prices.
Yeah, prices. Yes.
差那么多prices. Prices. 好，下一段我刚刚看 prices. Subsidizing R&D for the world. For years, creditors of drug companies. Credit. 是后面那个英文没有听到 credit cast。哦 credit 这样好吗？
不是这样 critics
这样。然后再念什么 critics。
No critics。
critics。没有
tick。
对可能是critics。
Yeah， 就这样就好了。critics yes。
Okay critics okay. For years, critics of drug companies have pointed out that they say prices in the US far above those in other countries where they sell the same drugs. A study by a research organization operation compared the US with 32 other countries. It found that drugs cost about 256% more in the US. Americans are paying for R&D for the war, say Lovisa Gustafson. She is vice president of the Controlling Health Care Cost Program at the Commonwealth Fund, a research organization in Washington, D.C. R&D stood for research and development, or the science behind finding new drugs and bringing them to the market. R&D is very costly. Many drug companies include R&D costs in the prices of their products sold in the United States. Okay, patient in the U.S. face far higher cost sharing than in a lot of other countries. Gustafson said. She added that even Americans with insurance do not always have the money to buy their needed medications. She also said there are many studies that show about 25% of Americans have difficulty paying for their medications, even with insurance, putting a lid on costs. The proposal being considered in Congress calls for a limit on the yearly amount Medicare patients can be asked to pay for their medication. John Jenkins is the heart of AARP, a powerful resident organization that represents older Americans, allowing Medicare to finally negotiate drug prices is a big win for seniors, she said. She called the proposed change a real purpose. She called the proposed change a real relief for seniors. Okay. Drug Fund Unhappy, PHRNA is a powerful trade organization that represents the drug industry.
Represent， 等一下，你注意看 ，represent。
肾哦，是肾的肾。represent。
represent。zen。no zen。
zen。这样。
zen 那个 s 发 z 的音 ，represent。
是哪个 s 做那个 sen 的 zen 变 zen 这样的？
对 sen 变 zen。
OK，represent 这样 represent。
Yeah, represent. Representation. Represent.
OK。
然后 presentation 有没有？
哦，这就有了 presentation。
是啊
OK。PHRNA is a powerful trade organization that represents the drug industry. It reacted unhappily the news of the proposal. The head of PHRNA, Stephen J.
他们叫 pharma。
哦，
叫 pharma。
pharma 这样子。pharma。我以为它 RNA 是个技术，然后 PH 是那个，这是他们的。
它其实是一个简称呐。所以他们都念 pharma。
哦 ，OK。The head of pharma, Stephen J. Woodward, said in a statement that the proposal would harm the environment, that both are life-saving vaccine and the therapy to combat fear, fear-based. And fear-based to combat COVID-19.
No, combat.
可是它不是那个，就是
呀 ，bat.
不是那个组合，那个是 combat， 对 combat。And the therapy to combat COVID-19. It gives the government the power to decide how much a medicine is worth and leaves many patients facing a future with less access the medicines and fewer new treatments. Woodward added, industry claims exaggerated. Many supporters of many supporters of permitting the government to negotiate drug prices say that the drug companies are exaggerating the effort of the proposal on their industry. In August, the Congressional Budget Office released the result of a study that looked at what would happen if drug companies were forced to cite lower profits. The study found it would decrease the number of new drugs on the market by 0.05%. OK， 这边就这样子。OK。
这篇不会太难吧？
这边，我觉得下篇还比较难。这边看得懂比较多，但是就是同一个字的变化也比较多嘛。对，所以就是笔记做比较多一点。
对，你知道它的变化型吧？
对啊，只是有时候会怎么讲？我会一瞬间就觉得说这个字的变化型的意思有没有变了？就是会有词，就是会想一阵子这样。呀。
OK， 好了，你再看看你这个 screen 给我吧。
screen， 哦，需要一个 screen 给你。等一下，我调一下。是哦。选项video share screen。我现在看到了。
好吗？
有看到吗？
对，好大一点。其实你应该把下面那个啦，下面那个。
哦，就这个，哦，这个，
题目弄大，对。
20。
差不多。你们可以在下面右下角再用大一点。对，就让它 full screen 这样就好了。
OK。
好，以为。好了吗？
好了，来吧。
把那个第三个。
哦，圆圆，哦。
看，来，你这样听得清楚吗？
你要讲话吗？我是听得清楚，是还 OK 啊。
可以哈，听清楚啊。好，来，patients in the U.S.你有在打吗？
等一下，我好像有点宕机。OK，可以。PTI
In the U.S.
patient
higher cost
in the US
face far higher cost.
face
Far higher cost.
higher CSTs
Sharing than
sure
a lot of
sharing
than
of them not of
other countries. For years, critics of drug companies
critics 对吗？ Yes, critics
of drug company
drug
company
yes, companies
have pointed out
pointed out
that the set prices in the U.S.
they set prices in yes
are above those far above those
下去还是同一点far
above in any in other countries. Where they sell the same drug.
And where they sell the same
Okay. A study by the research organization research organizations
research
What is it? Compare the U.S.
Compare.
Yeah, compare. Compare. No, compare.
哦，PLE
compare with 32 other countries.
With 32, 32
Define that.
Define that.
That.
这个你放的，
that.
Drug. Drugs. Cost.
About 256%.
Percent?
More than in the US.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. American 65 years and older.
What? Mary. Americans. No, 65 years old. Older.
And receive Medicare.
Receive
Medicare. 哎，奇怪，为什么他有啊？
啊？怎么？
应该是不行有才对。OK， 好。
Okay.
Which takes the place?
Which takes
The place.
The
Place.
Oh, place. The place.
Of private insurance.
Of private insurance. 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 Huh?
The study fund. Study fund. You would decrease the number. You would decrease the number.
Yeah. It would decrease
the number of new drugs.
Decrease.
DRE.
Oh, DRE.
No. Decrease. D 没错啊，对。
那D没错。
Decrease.
Decrease the number
of new drugs.
Number of new on the market.
market
Okay.
by 0.5%.
0.5.
OK， 好，差不多，好了，下一篇是讲
Russia tanks, missile tanks.
OK， 好了，你是 50% of missile tests that destroy satellites. OK， let's go.
Okay, Russia rejects U.S. criticism of missile tests that destroyed the satellite. Russia had denied that a missile test that destroyed an orbiting satellite endangered the crew on the International Space Station. U.S. officials say Monday the missile hit an old Russian satellite, which burst into more than 1,000 pieces. They say this debris soon into orbit about 28,000 kilometers per hour could cause major damage to the ISS. The American Space Agency (NASA) say all 7 members of the ISS crew were delighted to seek were directed to seek safety in their spaceship capsule for 2 hours. The crew includes 4 American astronauts and a German astronaut and 2
astronaut
哦 astronaut
有没有 ASTRO astronaut 不是 astronaut
astronaut
然后 NAUT astronaut
astronaut 这样没有 astronaut 这样的
astronaut NAUT 嘛 nut
我再念一次astronaut
好一点
这样好一点OK astronaut OK a German astronaut and 2 Russian cosmonauts
我怎么没听过 cosmonaut
我查过他是说这是 Russia 那边的叫法
OK
对他们叫这个US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken called the
secretary 是 secretary
secretary 对吧secretary 这样secretary 这样的我说我可以听一下这种念吗？就是不太确定。
Secretary.
我自己还在吗？是 secretary 这样子吗
Yeah, Secretary of State.
U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken called the satellite
No, strike.
Huh?
Strike.
strike reckless and irresponsible behavior. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson told the Associated Press the action had put ISS astronauts at 4 times greater risk than usual. Russia's defense ministry confirmed Thursday it carried out a missile test and destroyed a non-operational satellite that had been in orbit since 1982. But the ministry added that the strike was planned and carried out carefully. It said any resulting debris did not and will not pose a threat the orbital station, spacecraft, and space activities. NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg agreed with U.S. officials that the Russian strike had put the space station. Russian strike had put the space station at risk. He told reporters in Brussels the action was also concerning because it's wait.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because it's demonstrate the Russia is new.
再一次，你什么
Is demonstrate.
No, demonstrate.
Oh, trade.
TRATE. Trade.
Oh, trade. Demonstrate. 讲对了。Okay. Because it is demonstrate that Russia is now delivering new weapons systems that can shut down the satellites. Experts say such tests create clouds of small debris, pieces that can crash into other objects, sometimes leading to a chain reaction of dangers.
Chain reaction.
Oh,
chain.
Chain.
Yeah.
Chain reaction.
Chain.
好 chain. Okay. Chain reaction, leading to a chain reaction of dangerous flying objects through Earth orbit. NASA say the increased threat could delay some science research and other planet ISS activities. 4 of the 7 crew members just arrived at the station Thursday night. A similar weapons test by China in 2007 also resulted in a large amount of debris. One of those places threatened to come dangerously close to the ISS last week, but was later ruled out as a risk. The U.S. carried out missile tests on similar satellite in 2008 as did India in 2019, but those test stock prices were below the ISS, which orbits around 420 kilometers above Earth.
有点短哦。
对，因为然后看到这边讲 ISS 就应该还可以，就比较短。我有些字比较难念，我觉得。
有些字比较难念哦。
对对，就是很卡，比练习的时候就比较卡了，对。
有时候你会把它认错字啦，应该是这样讲。就是你觉得哦，这个字应该是这个字，其实不是，所以有时候你要看字念，就是比方说你在念的时候，你要看着字念。然后说 astronaut，s 这不就是念 astronaut，有没有 astronaut？ 你就是看着字念，你就不会念错。还有时候是用印象看字法。哦，这个字就是 American， 它长得只要像 American 就念 American。
呀，这我觉得还是
要看着它的每个音节在念，要习惯的看着每个音节念。
可因为我现在如果看每个音的话，会稍微卡一下这样子，就是而且念很慢这样子。
是，像我现在看，我也是看着音节念啊，可是我就不会卡它，为什么呢？因为我知道这个字，因为我也知道这个字怎么念啊，你懂意思吗？
哦，知道也还是去看音节念这样子。
可是我还是会跟着音节这样看 ，Secretary of State，Antony Blinken，you know， 就是还是会看着那个字。虽然我已经知道它怎么念，那我还是要看着它念，这样子有时候才会有一些字才不 confuse。
OK。
有时候我看的字，你以为那个字是那个字，因为它像那个 security 跟 secretary， 对吧？因为它就长得很像，然后你就会觉得哦 security， 那你就印象中就是 US security， 可是你注意看它的
是 secretary， 稍微有一点多几个字的样子。
对啊，其实就是字不一样，就是为什么就是要看着字面才会说才会有那种我以为怎么样，就比较不会有看错的状况。
好，
大部分可以啦，只有几个字念的比较不顺而已。
OK。
一样Word开出来，我们再来练习。
应该还在。
US Secretary of State。
有当然，有。
是放了吗？
对，有当然，有东西吗？有东西。US
Secretary of State。
Secretary State State
Call the satellite strike。
Satellite.
Satellite strike。
对 strike。
Reckless and irresponsible behavior。
老师你是念 rake 不是 reek。release。
and you're responsible.
IRSP.
Responsible.
Responsible. No.
Yeah.
Response.
Behavior.
Behavior. Okay, good.
Okay, there you go. They say this debris. This debris.
This.
They. 看不到，
They say 这样啊。
This debris.
This.
Okay. Throw into orbit.
So.
Yeah, throw into orbit.
So into orbit.
At about 28,000 kilometers per hour.
About
28,000 kilometers per hour. It caused major damage to the ISS.
Cause
Major
damage to the ISS.
The action
Action
was also concerning.
Concern. Okay. Concern.
Okay, because it demonstrates.
Because straight.
It demonstrates.
Is Demon streaks TRADS，而是这个字跟 demo 那个是一样的意思吗？
demo
就是 demo 是它的简称这样子。
Yeah. That Russia is now developing new weapon systems.
Russia.
Yeah. It's now developing.
Developing.
New weapon system. They can shoot down the satellites.
satellite。OK。
OK， 差不多了，就那个，等一下上一句话有一些错误，我看一下上一句话。
这句吗？The action 这句。
没有，再往上。
这个。
好，对。Thrown into orbit about 28你更正了。
哦，这个，因为我刚才想说，它一开始红线，然后应该是 W 啊。
对，好，那往下。然后 ，the action was also concerning because it demonstrated that the Russia is now with new weapon system that can shoot down satellites。这个是大写小写的问题，上面那个字。
哦，这个，哦，这样。
这个 shoot down SHOOT。
哦 ，shoot， 哦，射的那个 shoot， 哦。shot， 点 shot。
不是 shot down，是 shoot down。OK。好。OK 啊，其实写得出来应该就没什么特别难的。
对，所以好一点。是吧？虽然还是很多错字的。我可以去一下厕所嘛，因为有点那个。
OK。
我去一下。
就可以。
让我去一下厕所，去一下就好，1分钟。对，我吃。在上那个课。嘿。回来了。没有收回来。
哦。